Brothers and sisters, do not slander one another. Anyone who speaks against a brother or sister or judges them speaks against the law and judges it. When you judge the law, you are not keeping it, but sitting in judgment on it. There is only one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and destroy, but you. Who are you to judge your neighbor?
Today, we're diving into a really short but, wow, incredibly powerful passage from the book of James. It's one of those texts that just stops you in your tracks and forces you to think about the real weight of the words we use every single day. It all really comes down to this one single question. Who are you to judge your neighbor? I mean, it's so direct, it's personal, and it completely sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about. So let's really dig into what's going on here. Okay, so to really get what James is warning his audience about, we have to get specific. He's not just talking about any old kind of speech. No, he has a very particular, very destructive act in mind, what he calls the critical tongue. The original Greek word that's used here is katalaleō, and it literally means to speak against. And let's be clear, this isn't just harmless talk or locker room chatter. The text is making a point. This is a destructive act. We're talking about gossip, backbiting, false accusations, any kind of words that are designed to tear another person down. But where does this impulse, this need to speak against someone even come from? Well, the text suggests it's not some surface-level issue. It actually comes from some really deep internal problems. It starts with pride, right? That feeling that you're somehow better than others. That pride then fuels worldly desires and competition. And what's the inevitable result of all that? Division, a fractured community. Now here's where the passage just dramatically raises the stakes. James argues that this isn't just a simple offense between two people. No, it's something way, way more serious. And this is the pivot. It's so crucial. We're shifting from a horizontal problem, person to person, to a vertical one. This is a transgression against a divine principle. Here's the logic, and it's brilliant. When you slander or judge someone else, you're not just breaking the law, you're implicitly criticizing the law itself. You're basically putting the law on trial, setting yourself up as its judge. And which law are we talking about? It's the big one. It's what James calls the royal law. That central command to love your neighbor as yourself. So when you judge your neighbor, you're actually judging the very foundation of that command, essentially saying, yeah, I know better. And that brings us to the theological climax of the whole argument. This is where we see the true gravity of judging other people. It's framed as the ultimate usurpation, basically trying to take on a role that was never, ever meant for us. The text is just crystal clear on this point. The role of the supreme lawgiver and judge, it's a singular position. It's not a committee. There are no applications being accepted. There is only one, period. And just look at the contrast here. It couldn't be more stark. God's role, the judge's role, is defined by ultimate sovereign power, the power to save and destroy. We're talking eternal destiny here. And our role? Well, as defined by that same law, it's totally different. Our job is to love, to serve, to be a neighbor. So here's the bottom line. When we take it upon ourselves to judge another person's heart, their motives, their ultimate worth, we are stepping way out of our lane. We're trying to sit in a seat that just isn't ours. And according to this passage, that is an act of profound theological arrogance. So, if judging is God's role, then what in the world is ours? Well, the text doesn't just leave us with a stern warning. It actually shows us the path forward. And the proper human response, it argues, is a call to deep, genuine humility. And this humility isn't just an idea, it's practical. It means actively guarding our words, right? Consciously choosing to offer mercy instead of condemnation. And at its core, it means humbly submitting ourselves to obey the law of love instead of trying to stand over it as its judge. And this really brings it all home. For James, a true, living faith isn't proven by how well we can critique others. It's proven by our willingness to humbly obey. It is all about being a doer of the word, not a judge of the world. So we end right back where we started, thinking about the weight of our words. After looking at it through this lens, the question for you and for me is simple, but it's also incredibly profound. When all is said and done today, will the words we choose to speak build others up or tear them down?